thanks for tuning in to another week of Orangeline. I'm Mary Loveland. Last weekend, Zeta Tau Alpha held a kickball tournament where 4 teams participated in this fundraiser for breast cancer awareness. Prizes were given to the winning team, Kappa Sigma. Approximately $300 was raised. Also this past weekend, KNBU-FM sponsored a free concert at Hickory Creek. Devin Wilson has more.
This past weekend at Hickory Creek, KNBU-FM 897 The Edge held a free concert which many bands participated to showcase their talent. Alex Skov, the station manager, told us a little about the concert.
We had the idea to put on a show last semester, and we were looking for venues and places to do it, and Hickory Creek kind of seemed like the natural place to do it here in Baldwin. So we got in touch with the owner, and we had something that we were trying to set up last semester in December just to kind of cap the year off, and that never happened. But we came back and thought that after spring break would be an okay time to put something on. So we contacted all the bands, and Paul Coleman from the station and myself. We kind of put the entire thing together. It's been building and brewing, but this is just the first time we got to do it.
Paul Coleman, a member of one of the bands, explains how he helped contribute to organizing food plate at the concert.
How we found a couple of bands was that I knew a couple of them from Lawrence. I knew Bayley Kate and the Blue Girls from Lawrence, and I am a member of the second band, which is the Skull Bandits. But then to find Cloud Cover and Capital D and the rest of me, I just basically had an open question to the radio class if anybody knew of any bands that might be interested in playing a show for KNBU, and those two came by the recommendation of Coop recommended Cloud Cover, and Steve Donnelly recommended Capital D and the rest of me.
We had a chance to catch up with one of the musicians, Bayley Kate, as she tells us a little about her band that kicked off the night.
We've actually been around for quite a while. The guitar player up there is my old man, and so he and I started playing together when I was about 13, and then we met Brandon, and he started playing with us. And we have a couple of other members that were unable to make it tonight, but we've been a band for a couple years.
The night turned out to be a success, and the radio station is also planning to do some more work in the future at Hickory Creek. This is Devin Wilson, KNBU-TV.
Thanks, Devin. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but up next, Kelsey Epperson is in studio with Silas Dulan, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to Orangeline. I'm Kelsey Epperson, and I'm now sitting here in studio joined by Silas Dulan. He's the interim coordinator of multicultural affairs, and since he's new here on campus, we're going to get to know him a little bit better. So Silas, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Let's go ahead and start to talk about, you were a former student here at Baker back in '06, so can you talk to me about how you got back here at Baker?
That's correct. I was a student from 2001 to 2006. I studied business management. I got a minor in psychology. And I've always kind of came back to Baker for football games. Obviously, I was a football player here. I was an RA over in Dini, so it's no longer a dormitory, but I worked over there for several years, and I was involved with Nagano. I was involved with FCA, so I was always kind of had ties back to Baker. And Ron Holt happened to be a real good friend of mine. So he kind of kept me in the loop of what was going on with him and with his wife. And she actually got her dream job out in Alliance, Ohio. And so Ron was like, you know, I'm getting ready to leave Baker. I would love for you to be my successor. And I said, well, that would be my ultimate dream job. I love Baker. I bleed orange. So I would love to come back whenever I can. And so we just kind of stayed in contact with Ron. And then the rest is history, pretty much. We set up an interview, met with Dr. Long, met with Dean Bailey. We sat down and discussed some things, and it just seemed like the right fit and the right time. And so everything, like I said, is history right now.
That's great. I'm glad it all worked out.
Definitely.
So what kind of responsibilities do you have here as the interim coordinator?
Like I said, I'm the interim coordinator of multicultural affairs. My main objective for my position is to heighten cultural awareness here on Baker's campus. And so I'll be bringing on all types of speakers just to show the importance of diversity and cultural awareness for all of our students here on campus. And also I'm the advisor for Nagano, which we all know is the student-ran cultural organization here on campus. I'm also the assistant advisor for GSA, which is the Gay Straight Alliance. We're very excited about that group. This group wasn't really around when I was a student, so I'm really excited to get involved with that group. And I'm co-advising with Dr. Wendy Bourne on that. And also my co-advisors for Nagano, I need to mention, are Jake Bucher and Leonard Ortiz. And I'm also head of intramurals, so we're running intramurals right now. So I got to have my plate full right now. So we have we just concluded regular season of intramurals, and we'll be starting the playoffs next week, so I'm working on the brackets as we speak.
You have a lot going on, it sounds like.
I do.
That's awesome. So what were you doing before compared to now? It seems like you're doing a lot of responsibilities here. Is it different from your previous jobs that you've had?
Yes, it is different from my previous jobs. Once I graduated from Baker University in 2006, I went and worked for Sprint at the main campus in Overland Park. So I worked there for about 2.5 years. Worked in supply chain management, so it was a lot different from being in corporate America. Now I'm in the education private sector now. So there's a lot of different variations as far as this corporate culture. Obviously, I'm working with students now, and I was working with business professionals. I had my own region, so I was responsible for my clientele, which I never saw. If I saw them, maybe it'd been once or twice a year, and now I'm face-to-face with people I work with every day, and I like that a lot better, and I really feels like it's like a homecoming for me. I feel great just being back at home, back here at Baker.
Great. So how have you enjoyed your experience so far at Baker? What's it like being back?
Oh, it's great. It's great. The campus has changed tremendously since I've been gone. I'm only 4 years removed now. Mm-hmm. But about the new dormitory, the LLC, like I said, Denis used to be an up-and-running dormitory, residence hall, and so was Jollop, and now those aren't functioning anymore, so that's kind of different. Just the difference with the football field, I've come back and I played a couple of times, but we actually didn't have the turf when I was playing here, so that's neat to actually see that, and that's be a part of that. New president, Dr. Long, was my 5th year I was here. That was her 1st year. So that was new, and a new dean of students. So the whole makeup of the student life department has changed since I've been here. And a sprinkle of new professors and faculty members that I didn't know when I was a student here, but pretty much everybody's the same. And I really felt welcome coming back. And my faculty and staff, they're great. It's kind of embracing me, realizing I'm not Silas the student now, I'm Silas the professional. And it's been a real, very, very seamless transition.
Awesome. And lastly, what kind of plans do you have for the future, and maybe what you're involved in? What do you see in the future for you?
I see a very big, very, very bright future with Baker University. I know we're moving in the right direction. We have great leadership and the higher-ups. And the future as far as the Multicultural Affairs Office, I want it to be a more inclusive organization. So I plan on reaching out to a lot of different organizations on campus. So you're going to see Multicultural Affairs Office and GSA present Office of Multicultural Affairs, and FCA presents Multicultural Affairs Office, and Student Senate presents. So just really be more inclusive of all the groups, because the school we have a very unique dynamic as far as reaching across the board to reach and do cross-functional work with a lot of different organizations. The school is too small not to just try to stand alone. We need to work together to, like I said, my position primarily is to increase cultural awareness. So I plan on working a lot with other different organizations here on campus.
Great. Sounds like you have a bright future and your plate full right now.
Definitely.
Well, it's nice to get to know you, and thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. We're now going to send it to the question of the week, where Chris at Laxon asks students their feelings on March Madness.